Hello everyone, my name is Francis Reinhardt, and today I'm excited to present my research on exploring mental health among online college students using machine learning. Now, this research project is a part of my Milestone 1 for CS6460 class at Georgia Tech. So, under table contents, we got a quick overview of what we'll be covering today. I'll begin by discussing the research and its background, followed by the methodology and the survey we've conducted. Then I'll use the highlight of the secondary sources we've used, summarize the accomplishments so far, and end up with the next steps going forward. Now, about this research. So, this research focused on the impact of mental health among online college students, leveraging machine learning models. Now, the goal is to identify patterns in mental health and academic performance among online learners. So, we'll be looking at the dataset from surveys and public datasets for this research, as well as analyzing them using techniques like classification, regression, and clustering. Now, the ultimate goal is to identify key predictors of academic success and well being, offering wonderful insight that can inform future interventions and support systems. And you can take your time out to, read each one of these, but pretty much it just covers about what this research is about to give you an overview while we're going through the slides. Now, this next slide is the research methodology. Our research methodology involves two major components, primarily data collection through surveys and secondary data from existing studies. Now, for our primary data, we've designed a survey on the peer survey platform at Georgia Tech, which includes questions focused on well-being, coping strategies, online learning challenges, stress, and physical health. The responses come from both Georgia Tech students and other students from other universities that are given this link to do the survey. Now, for the next slide under survey, now, to let you know, the survey does consist of 23 questions and covers a range of topics relevant to mental health. And this may include from everyday challenges to physical well being. By collecting responses from a diverse group of students, we hope to uncover trends that highlight the impact of online learning on mental health among college students, more specifically online students. Now, besides using survey as the primary source, I decided to include a secondary source. So as far as the secondary source is concerned, we are using a public data set from a study published in the articles, which is called The Impacts of the COVID-19 Pandemic on Life of the Higher Education Students. Now, this data set offers a global perspective on how students coped with mental health challenges during the pandemic and aligns well with our research focused on students learning from home. So this would definitely be a great, source to use among the survey because during the global pandemic, a lot of students were forced to, stay at home and revert to learning distance, and of course, there was quite a bit of mental health impact on a lot of students during that time. Now, for this slide, I'll be discussing about accomplishments leading up to this milestone one presentation. So far, I've reviewed 20 academic papers to help shape the direction of the research, prepared and published the survey questions, and then also, start to gather data from the respondents with my surveys, as well as, I began to some testing on the analysis techniques using Python and Jupyter Notebook. So before I go on to the next slide, I thought I'd show you how I tested some things on Jupyter Notebook since it is part of my research design. It may not be a lot, but what it does show that, hey, the steps that I'm going through to test it does assure that, the program's running right. I'm able to do what I need to do on Jupyter Notebook before I start doing, data analysis, data preparation, etc. So with that being said, we're just gonna take a break from the slide, and I'm just gonna go over to Jupyter Notebook. So on Jupyter Notebook, I use the pandas library as PD, which is pretty common for those who don't have much experience with Python. let it know you'll use it for statistical analysis. DF stands for data frame. We use this to create a function to test the data, which I gathered this from the survey. I'm still waiting for more people to respond, but for now I decided to grab whatever information I had and create what's called test data CSV file. And then right here I used a print function to give me like, hey, give me the top 10 that you see right now. And it's just to ensure like everything's working fine before I go to the next step. So let's go ahead and run it. So as you see, it does show what I have so far. Not the best right now. I know it's kind of hard to decipher what we're seeing right here, but that's okay. So for milestone 2, I'll be able to, do some data processing, cleaning, and just making sure this is, easy to understand when I'm, feeding it to the machine learning models. So that means right now everything's good to go. I'm able to complete this portion of the task for milestone 1. So we go back to here, and then let me see. We'll go back to the current slide. Okay. So now that we're going forward, some things I want to mention is when we're going forward, the majority of tasks has been completed for milestone 1. Once announced it on the research proposal. So now that we'll continue to collect and prepare the survey data for analysis, I also plan to interview a mental health professional and an academic advisor to gather some insight that can help me out with my survey data. If this task proves difficult, I'll definitely inform my mentor to see if we want to exclude that for the final report, because the interview is more like an optional task. I did include it, but I also knew that there might be a chance I might not be able to include it because trying to find a mental health professional and try to make a appointment this soon may be a challenge. But if I do, I'll definitely will include that in my research. So just want to say thank you. That wraps up the presentation. Thank you for taking your time out to watch my video. I hope you all have a good day and looking forward to presenting my next one on Milestone 2. Thank you. Enjoy your evening.